Enactus Durham is truly living the values of social entrepreneurship. We are on a mission to support, empower, and celebrate community groups and individuals to improve lives and the environment. Our projects cover everything from food insecurity to providing meaningful employment to rehabilitating vulnerable members of society, and this is all driven by dedicated entrepreneurial students who strive to be the leaders of tomorrow. Our journey from winning the national competition last April to representing the UK at the Enactus World Cup in Utrecht in October has taken our ambition to new heights, and we are more determined than ever to create positive social impact for a better world. Our longest running project, the Ugly Fruit Group, is continuing to support food banks, provide nutritious preserves made from surplus fruit and veg, and educate the community on tackling food waste and insecurity. Our newest project, Glow Cycle, aims to support previously incarcerated women back into meaningful employment and is ideating new ways to offer support, including literacy and numeracy education. Our commercial project, Trashin, raises vital funds for our community-based projects. They held their first fashion show last June, showcasing a variety of clothing designs made from waste materials, and will be delivering a second show later this year. But today, we want to tell you about the impact of Taka Taka Zero since last year and how it is accelerating dramatic positive impact in Nairobi.
Mathare is the second largest informal settlement in Kenya. It's home to 500,000 people.
From above, it is a valley of sprawling shacks crammed between unmarked dirt roads and brown rivers.
But when last summer our new team walked its paths, they saw Mathare transform into a network of interconnected people defying the constraints of hardship.
Met with a community of problem solvers, innovators and pioneers, the new team saw for themselves the power of Taka Taka Zero's mission.
A testament to human resilience.
I am a climate and a slum champion.
I am a change maker. I'm a businesswoman.
I'm a youth activist. I'm a storyteller.
I'm an educator.
I am our future.
I am Taka Taka Zero.
Carrying on the legacy of the founding team and fueling sustainable futures.
Urban informal settlements around the world share a common problem. Improper solid waste disposal threatens the health of their inhabitants and the surrounding environment.
In Nairobi, waste collection is a privatised industry only afforded by the wealthy. Residents in Mathare slum are left to fend for themselves and resort to throwing waste in the river or burning it in the streets.
To make matters worse, waste also pours in from the rest of the capital. Every day, over 500,000 black bin bags of waste are dumped on the outskirts of slums like Mathare, contaminating the air, water and soil.
These dump sites are breeding grounds for disease, yet also the playgrounds for local children. Uncontrolled burning may eliminate the waste, but it releases hazardous fumes. This further threatens a community already struggling with high unemployment and food insecurity.
Here in the UK, waste management is seen as a right, but for the people of Mathare, it is a luxury they cannot afford.
I'm a youth from Mathare slums. I can say that living in Mathare is one of the most difficult things as a youth, because my community was very dirty. So we saw a need of forming a youth group that will be able to clear out the waste from the community. Back then when we started the cleanup exercise, we didn't have a better way of disposing our waste. So we used to dump them in the rivers and in the dumping site, which was still not good to our community because we were creating problems on top of problems.
We quickly identified that young people in the community already had the passion and drive to tackle the waste crisis, but they lacked the infrastructure and support to do so.
That is why we created Taka Taka Zero. Our impact enterprise transforms waste from a problem to a solution. This enables us to clean up the environment and simultaneously resolve health issues, tackle unemployment, and provide education on proper waste management.
In a nutshell, Taka Taka Zero takes waste off the streets and incinerates it to generate energy. To do this, we use an existing Kenyan technology called the community cooker. This is a large outdoor stove that incinerates solid waste at 800 to 1,200 degrees Celsius. By reaching these high temperatures, we are incinerating instead of burning, a process which removes harmful contaminants from the fumes.
This incineration happens in a closed system found separately and below the cooking hot plates, so there's no risk of contamination.
This innovative technology generates energy at a combustion efficiency of 85%, so it only releases safe, white gas composed of CO2. It meets international standards for waste emissions.
Now, releasing CO2 may seem counterintuitive, but the waste would normally go to landfill and emit methane. Methane is 80 times worse than CO2. Over a year of using the community cooker, we saved the equivalent of 99 tonnes of CO2 from entering the atmosphere, the same as driving a car around the world 4 times.
We currently operate on one particular community cooker at MCO School, which fell into disrepair after running for only 2 months back in 2015. Previous attempts to run the cooker failed due to a lack of business model, maintenance, and manpower. Instead, our approach harnesses this innovative technology with a sustainable business model that empowers young change makers.
Firstly, we teach young people to collect, sort, bundle, and incinerate waste safely. This allows us to remove waste from the community in an environmentally responsible way.
Secondly, we recognise that in order to create lasting sustainable impact in the community, we needed a viable financial model. Bread was an obvious choice, as it is easy and affordable to produce. So we employ our trained youths to run a bread baking business using the cooker's energy.
To distinguish ourselves in the dynamic market of Mathare slum and to expand our customer base, we specialise in high-quality bread at a low price. Since April, we have doubled our sales to sell 160 breads every week, and over the past 15 months, we have seen a revenue growth of over 600%.
Up until recently, the profit generated from our bread covered nearly 70% of our operational costs. But in July, we responded to the needs of our employees and increased their wages by 50%, in line with the cost of living crisis. We remain financially viable by having diversified our funding streams and gained a £30,000 investment. With this, we have invested in our new bread oven, which will double our bread baking capacity. We have also branded our bread to increase partnership opportunities with local businesses, as well as opening our own kiosk as a base for sales. We have located the new kiosk sufficiently far from the cooker to reach new markets, increasing demand, as well as tackling food insecurity further afield.
Our bread baking business has enabled us to empower 30 young people with a competitive wage and employability skills to support their future. In turn, they took the initiative to run workshops about safe waste practices for the students of MCO School. They are the role models for the next generation within Mathare and have kick-started a movement that is inspiring both young and old.
As you sit here today, Felix and 2 other youths will have just finished collecting 85 kilograms of waste. By 2 p.m, they will have baked and sold 60 breads to the local community. Over the past 370 days that we have operated, this equates to
20.5 tonnes of waste taken off the street,
99 tonnes of CO2 saved from entering the atmosphere,
4,450 breads baked and sold,
and a total of 2,000 people impacted.
Beyond the numbers, we are driving behavioural and attitudinal changes in the community. Local families are giving their waste directly to Taka Taka Zero, rather than dumping it in the landfill or river. We're proud to say that our team has been so efficient in their waste collection that there is now a shortage of dump sites in the area. To solve this problem, we've diversified and secured waste partnerships with 3 local sports clubs, who give their waste to us, preventing it from entering landfill.
But we recognised that this impact would not have been possible without our young changemakers. Over time, they have gained a lot more than waste management skills. Today, they are the authors of their own destiny and have achieved the ultimate entrepreneurial goal by putting into practice the skills and confidence gained from the project. We are thrilled that part of our team has pooled their wages to set up their own independent enterprise, a barbershop within their community.
Has also improved my self-esteem. I'm an effective communicator, communicating to my customers without fear and even negotiating well with them.
They gave me also the opportunity to go back to school, because after employing me to do the work of the recycling and also baking of breads, I'm able now to go to school. So I studied at ZTech University, because the money they pay me, I usually pay it to my school fees. We are most grateful because without them, we really don't know where I would have been today. This was our dumping site back then. So we used to dump our garbages here. But when the Taka Zero came, we got a better solution to our waste. It used to be so dirty that no one even can stand from here, but now it's something else.
These stories are only the beginning of our potential impact. We plan to transition the catering at MCO school to the community cooker, so they will no longer have to pay for environmentally damaging wood fuel. This will reduce their cost by £220 or 40,000 Kenyan shillings each term. For a school which regularly struggles to provide even a single meal for its pupils, these savings could feed 50 more kids in a day.
At the end of the new kiosk's 6-month trial period, we are planning to visit Mathare to see the impact firsthand. Here, we will continue onboarding Enactus Durham, extending connections with the Nairobi team, and together we will crystallise our plans for the future, including scouting secondary sites for cookers.
In the next 6 months, we will double bread production to 120 loaves a day. By 2025, we will reach financial sustainability at this site. Over the next 5 years, we will use our seed funding to repair 5 more cookers in Nairobi. By 2028, we will have trained and employed over 150 youths from at least 6 different youth groups, saved 2,000 tonnes of CO2, and removed 400 tonnes of waste from landfill. With 6 operating cookers, we will impact 10,000 individuals across the city.
We go beyond Nairobi. We have the green scalable solution for low-income areas around the world.
We are Taka Zero, and we are fueling sustainable futures.